What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, sirski. Hello, somebody. All right, so you guys, I'm a little under the weather, so my energy levels is going to be low probably. I do not feel good at all, right? I'm just trying to fight through it, start my 2026 year off right, with putting my foot to the pedal and getting this content out for everybody, you know. But the show must go on in so many cases, in so many words, right? But we have Benzino goes off on his daughter, Coi Leray, for exposing his gay affair with Bobby Valentino. Said that he vows revenge on his own daughter, bro. Now, one thing about it, I ain't never thought Benzino was zesty, but I always thought Bobby V was a little zesty for some reason. Back in the days growing up, I don't know if it was the curly hair or the way he holds the microphone, one of the two. But the fact remains, if him and Benzino do have something going on, we all know that Benzino cannot be Bobby Valentino throat baby because he has no neck. Now we all know that. Mic drop.
I need some Bobby. Yes, and allegedly Benzino's been trying to shut the rumors down immediately. But the second that Coi Leray entered the chat, everything collapsed. She publicly backed Althea, claiming that the alleged gay affair has been going on for a minute, and made it clear that she is not speaking off some gossip. According to Coi Leray, she has receipts and she's ready to prove it. Now,
bro, when your own daughter say that you're a fun boy, when your own daughter say that you're a fun boy, you had her. The person you produce calling you a fun boy. Come on now.
Benzino is spiraling online, going off, threatening revenge, and melting down because Coi did not come to play. Looks like little big Benzino is humiliated and it's about to play out right before our faces, so let's get into it. So yo, it looks like little miss is my twin and go best friend. Coi Leray did not come to play with little big Benzino because the receipts she dropped are wild. And while with him being her father and all, y'all already know that she has some real spicy inside of the tea. She and Benzino have been on the outs for a minute, so you know that she has been waiting for the perfect moment to spill tea. But y'all, we've got to start from the beginning because this drama has a whole lot of twists and turns. Coi wasn't even involved in the drama at first because it started when Benzino's baby mama Althea called him out for being a deadbeat to their son Zeno. And things between Althea and Benzino has been toxic for years.
I think Althea and Benzino got one of the top corniest relationships ever seen to mankind. One of the top corniest relationships ever seen to mankind. But I think they both corny. No kids.
But
I'm
the
just saying.
insanity that went down a couple of days ago was chaotic, to say the least. She started by throwing shade at him, accusing him of not letting her grow and being jealous of her success. And things blew up even more when she shared this screenshot of a conversation between them where she said, "You was actually effing Bobby V, please. I tried to love you, and I have my last to provide as a mother, so you feel good about me losing my homes. Your son lost, stupid." And when he replied to her with, "Okay, great," she said, "So you're admitting your bisexuality, oh my God, and you don't think all that, along with no child support, didn't send me to the doctors? Yeah, okay." In another text, she continued to go off on him saying, "I wish I chose Dave. He was trying to tell me the truth, but my loyalty was to you, and you never loved me. You loved men. Ashley told me." Now, we could continue to go on and on with this tea, but I think y'all get the gist because Althea did not hold a thing back. Calling him out by exposing him for being on the DL was just the cherry on the cake. And it didn't take long for Coi to jump into the mess and make things even more chaotic. But before we get into Coi Leray's twinning them tea and contribution to the drama, can we please talk about how Benzino started crashing out? Cause y'all, them veins came out them arms and neck because y'all, he was doing way too much for somebody who claims to be innocent. First off, he claimed that Althea was crazy and unstable and that she had been released from a psychiatric institution.
With her, forget about who I'm with, and basically, listen, I could still be with her, but just come down here and be with her too.
What?
No, absolutely not. You're disrespectful and you're delusional. Now, she loses these properties and she's had a mental breakdown. She was just released from a mental facility, say like a week ago. Yeah, let me tell you about that. So the last 5 months, she's purposely kept my son, my 10-year-old, out of school. Purposely. Right? I ain't seen this woman, been around this woman in 7 years. She been left, she been try to do her own thing, and God bless, I didn't get involved with none of that. I moved on and kept it moving, right? We're not even gonna discuss any of our relationship back then because I wanna forget about it, and I have forgotten about it, right?
But this didn't exactly make people feel comfortable because, like so many other people have pointed out, if she really was as cray-cray as he's trying to make her out to baby, why on earth would he be comfortable leaving his child with her alone? Especially if he's really a deadbeat, like she's saying.
Then he said he didn't see the child in 7. He said he didn't saw the lady in 7 years. That doesn't necessarily mean he didn't see the child in 7 years, but how are you receiving the child? From the lady, right? I think 7 years is a long time. You had to have seen her or cross paths and co-parent somehow or another, at least one day out of 7 years, man.
Because the math ain't mathin'. But the chaos didn't start there because the next thing we knew, Althea called him out for holding her son ransom and refusing to release him. Y'all, what is going on? According to her, he's asking her to take back her statement about him being gay or he will never let her have their son back. Y'all, Althea wrote, "So my baby daddy is saying that he will not give me my child back until I go on social media and say that I am lying about the total Bobby V and Benzino situation. You want to play mind games? I have neighborhood sources that confirmed. So whether it's true or not, these are things that you have said to me. So I'm not saying anything you asked me to. If it's false information, then I'm standing by what I said." So yeah, y'all, Benzino has been doing a whole lot, and holding a child hostage is the wildest part.
That makes it worse,
Benzino.
Benzino.
Things get even more spicy. Y'all know how Althea claimed that she had neighborhood sources to confirm this Bobby V affair, right? Well, turns out that the neighborhood source in the question is none other than Coi Leray herself. According to insiders, Coi was the one who gave Althea the tea about Benzino to start with. But
his own daughter.
The secret is allegedly out. Well, let's just say that Coi is heavily throwing her support behind Althea. She's been making and liking, reposting Althea's shady posts, especially the ones calling Benzino out. And y'all, that says a lot. But if you want to know what's really shady, it's that Coi did a quick post and delete about Benzino's sus history of being on the DL. She posted a link talking about the time that Benzino was exposed by a trans model, Shauna Brooks. In an interview, Shauna said, "Okay, so one night he calls me at 2 o'clock in the morning and sloppy seconds again. He was a stripper over there. He's showing the stripper my pictures. He's like, 'I want you to come. You know, that's one of my fantasies.' I said, 'Why would you do that? Why would you show my pictures? I don't understand why he's showing me around to other people in your bed and your pillow time talk.'" Y'all, that's a hot mess. Y'all, not him being messy with the trans people too. Well, Benzino got dragged for days over it, and he clapped back and claimed that Shauna was lying too. He said, "It's obvious this animal is doing anything to stay relevant and for clout. First he said I was trying to hide the fact that we were intimate and in a relationship, but now he said we were never intimate and only spoke on the phone." But then Coi reposted this. It kind of suggests that there might be a lot of truth behind Shauna's claims. But that's not all, because y'all remember the time he got caught red-handed with the man in a motel room, right?
Just made a big thing over nothing. I mean, I was staying overnight. I was in the shower. He came banging on the door. Boom. The Spanish guy came up first. I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs. He has my credit card. I was staying overnight." That guy's crazy, man. It's not so checking out. It's not even a big thing. He's wasting your time. He ain't did no.
First of all, that motel looked like rooftop. Red roof, rooftop, one of the two. Where's the look at the people behind him working. It's time to check out. He acting like he just checking out just to check out. Bro, it's time to go, Benzino. This dude is crazy.
Crazy. Came in here banging on the door. Boom, the Spanish guy came. Yes, amigo. I'm staying another night. We go downstairs. I'm in the shower. What the want me to do, man?
All right, sir.
Crazy, man. So we're leaving.
Is there anything else in this room?
There's somebody else in the shower. You want to go talk to him?
He's right there. He's getting ready. Right here, you can see your man sees it. Okay, there you go.
Now everybody
That's his
knows
little
the
boo
rumors
thing.
going around that he was getting down and dirty with the menses, if you know what I mean. However, he quickly tried to shut that down too, claiming that he was just sharing a room with a friend because of financial difficulties.
My child's mother had just took Zeno. He was 1 year old, just moved him out of, we broke up. She just ran to California, took my son out there. I ran out there trying to like figure it out and try to reconcile with her. It didn't happen. I had to come back to Atlanta. I didn't have a place to stay. My money was low. Didn't have a car. Cavario, who's a friend of mine over 20 years, you know, I came from Cali. I didn't have too much money. I had to do my thing, Prez.
Right. But people didn't really buy it at all. And now with Coi Leray and Althea pushing this narrative that he's on the DL and getting freaky dicky with Bobby V, then alert, there must be some truth to it, I make him say. I mean, call the police, Mrs. Officer. Because speaking of Bobby V, though, can we talk about how he also has his fair share of DL allegations? I mean, y'all remember back in 2017 when he was called out by a trans adult worker who claimed that he had hired her for some adult activities, if you catch my drift. Bobby claimed that he was trying to extort her and blah, blah, blah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes, y'all, there's a whole bunch of tea on that. But y'all remember Shauna Brooks too, right? The trans model who allegedly got down and dirty with Benzino? Well, turned out that she also got freaky dicky with Bobby V as well. And she was more than happy to spill the tea on Instagram. She wrote on the hotline. Hotline, Bobby V, at least don't run from me. It's about business. I propose future business endeavors, so don't pull a Helen Keller. We run in the same circles now, thanks in advance. So yeah, like I said, hot mess. But there are rumors that he was allegedly doing some three-way action with Benzino, Shauna, and Bobby V. And with Coi trying to push this tea, the rumors are only getting stronger. It looks like everybody wants some Bobby. They all need some Bobby V. Sang to me, babe. But honestly, given Benzino's messy history with Coi, it's not surprising that Coi would expose him, because things between them have been very rocky, and that's putting it slightly, because she has publicly distanced herself from him on so many occasions. For example, y'all remember when he publicly declared support for R. Kelly, right? He claimed that Kelly shouldn't do 30 years behind bars for his child SA charges because the singer's victims were only a couple of years shy of a legal age of consent, which is 16 years old. Coi immediately distanced herself from him, saying, I want everybody to know I want nothing to do with anything my father has going on. I haven't spoken to him in over a year, and I don't condone or respect any of the interviews he got going on. I don't respect his decisions, and I really don't want nothing to do with them. Please don't even think of me when you see him. Well, obviously, Benzino, being the papa daddy he is, was upset, and them veins came out again, and he made some real nasty comments shaming her. In an interview, he said, she made a comment about the R. Kelly situation and said that she doesn't want to have nothing to do with me because of the R. Kelly thing. But then 4 months ago, she was on the Math Hoffa show, and he asked her, hey, when did you lose your virginity? And she said 14. I didn't know. So I'm like, here you are condemning me for saying what I'm saying, which is a grown folks conversation, which I never mentioned you, and you really shouldn't have even involved yourself because this was a conversation that I'm having. Now, throwing your own daughter under the bus to defend a convicted PDF file is certainly an interesting choice.
That's crazy.
To say the least. But Coi replied, sharing the same DNA and blood doesn't make us family. Loyalty, boundaries, respect, teaching, guidance, love, patience, encouragement makes us family. But this wasn't even their first blow up, because let's be real a second for a millisecond. Y'all definitely remember that moment when Benzino lost it after Coi Leray went on the Breakfast Club and openly said she didn't grow up with money. Everybody assumed that she had, because Benzino was the guy that rocked the party to the drop the party to the drink Bacardi. What we gon' do? You know, he had his little time in the 2000s, but that confession definitely hit a nerve with Benzino. Take a listen.
But that's the problem. Everybody thinks it's like a silver spoon situation. My dad lost the source when I was like 9, bro. Like once it was gone, I was old enough to understand life. and it was gone after that. Like, reality hit. We're broke and we're figuring things out. You feel me? But
turns out that Benzino did not like being called a broke boy by his own daughter. And according to Coi, he started threatening her and her mom. She revealed this in a long Twitter rant where she said, I hate to bring this to social media, but my father needs help. Sorry if I offended you on Breakfast Club, but don't treat me or my mom because you hate to admit that we went broke after the source. She continued, my dad is texting my mom, threatening her and me because I said he went broke on the Breakfast Club on the day of my album release. The devil is working. This is a perfect example of when everything is going so good. Here he comes being weird, trying to mess up somebody's life. She continued to go off, and Benzino did not like being called out like that, and he called her ungrateful. But things finally blew up when Benzino kind of defended Trippie Redd for cheating on Coi earlier this year.
You don't think it'd be like hard, like dating a rapper, like a rap star, like a male rapper?
Right, yeah, she's gonna have to deal with it. I mean,
like Trippie Redd been like, he been in the game a minute, like he got crazy fans too.
Man, they be going crazy. So you already know the groupie lines down the corner after every show. Him as a man is gonna have to come to terms with that with just him and God. Because I don't want to be a hypocrite because I know what I was doing. But she's my daughter. If you love her and you love the child and you plan on being with her, then, you know, nowadays with social media, it's going to be hard to do any type of cheating. But if you do it, you just you know, be respectful at it.
So you think being in a monogamous relationship is going to be hard for them with the pressure?
It's hard to be in a monogamous relationship with anybody right now. I know Coi is a one-woman type guy. Mm-hmm. She's not with the, you know, just, you know what I'm saying, him messing around. So
because, you know, some relationships be open. She's not with that open stuff. She's like, hey, you're mine. That's it. Yeah.
No, she ain't with it.
Y'all, Coi was so hurt over it that she vowed to get her lick back. And it looks like she might have did that by exposing her affair with Bobby V. But speaking of Bobby V, he's now threatening to sue both Althea and Coi Leray. Mrs. Officer. And that was like, ooh, tell me, how did you get Benzino in them sheets? I was like, slow down, I just wanna get to know you.
It's cool.
Petty.
Keep saying my name.
Miss T so petty, Bo.
Line on me from now on. Tired of playing games.
But don't turn around, cause this little hot tea is good to me. Because this tea is hot. This time Benzino isn't fighting blogs and strangers. He's up and against his own history, his own receipts, and his own daughter, refusing to stay silent. And Coi didn't just hint, she stood 10 toes down and behind the claims and spilled every last drop of tea. Y'all, now lawyers are being mentioned, threats are flying, and Bobby V is out here trying to be anonymous. He's scrambling to protect his name while the internet watches Benzino unravel in real time. Whatever was supposed to stay private is now already public, and there is no walking this whole thing back. The only thing left to see is who speaks next and how ugly it's gonna get once nobody has nothing left to lose. While everybody else is asking the question of, Zeno, where you at?
Wow. Oh. Tranny allegations, GAY word allegations, is one thing that you can't shake when people keep saying it. If somebody say you're on drugs, you might can prove that you're not on drugs by not taking drugs or never be caught seen high off of drugs. But when somebody say that you're GAY word, it's kind of hard to prove that you're not. Because that's something that goes on behind closed doors, and you can't see the effects from it until you get caught in the act of it. But man, if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, it might be a duck. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And with the drama between Coi and her father and Althea, people could say anything, and we all know that. But publicly making these statements over and over about somebody and risking defamation of character, lawsuits, I don't think that they'll take the opportunity. So I do think there's some truth behind it. Yes. And like I said, ain't no telling what Bobby V, he being, look, bro, I'm just saying. Hey, to each their own. If that's their thing, it's bad blood between Coi, Benzino, and Bobby V. They smashing each other. Hey, let them smash on, brothers. Just put on some protection, I guess. Stop being with these women and sleep around with these guys. That's all I'm saying.